Sahana vavatu Sahana bhunaktu Sahaviryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the Lord protect us. May He nourish us. May we acquire the capacity to study and understand the scriptures. May our study be brilliant, and may we not cavil at each other. Om, peace, peace, peace unto us all. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you. We welcome everyone to the Sri Sathya Sai Baba Center of Arcadia. We are grateful to Bhagavan for giving us the opportunity to participate in Gita Jnana Yajna. And we are doing chapter 9 according to the original script, original Bhagavad Gita, the Mola Grantha. This is where we do the 9th chapter called Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yogam. And here in the our version Gita Vahini, which is the commentary by Swami Sai Krishna, this is the soft copy which you received in the email. If you have a tablet or a phone, you can look at it. It is chapter 20, page 90. And in the hard copy, it is chapter 20 and page 183. We are going to start. So before I start this Gita Vahini, so today is a special day. Always good to remember auspicious days. Today is called Bhishma Ekadashi. It's a very special thing. Even Swami gave importance. He talked about this a few times. I was there in Trai Bundravan one time. I shared this story. And then on that day, there is a deer Swami has in his ashram, various things, birds, monkeys, and the deers and various animals, because Swami loves animals. So, and then this lady, this deer, it became old. And that day, Swami, after darshan, he went up, retired. And then he came down, and then the deer came, what was there? He took it and put it on his lap, and it breathed last. And that day, in the evening, to the students, as he said, this is a special day. This is Bhishma Ekadashi. The people who live today, that is Uttarayana time, they will be one with God. So she had a shortcut. She did. The deer did not have to take birth as a human birth. Another instance I heard is that of Sai Gita, same thing. Swami said, Punarjanma na vidyate. So you have intense love for God, you could be liberated. But usually it is through the human birth. So on Bhishma, anybody knows here what is his original name? Devavrata. His name. He is one of the Ashtabashus. There are 8 Vasus. Of them, he is one. And he was named Devavrata. He was the son of Shantanu and Ganga, Mother Ganga. That is why he is also called Gangeya. And even Vishnu Sahasranam, Shantana. Shantana is the father, Shantanedu. But why is this called Bhishma? Because when they did that, his pratijna, the vow he took is Bhishma. Such a serious fierce thing, lifelong celibacy as a young man for the sake of the kingdom and for the sake of his father. He says, I will be observe lifelong celibacy. So it's Bhishma Pratijna. Instead of saying that, because of that, he became Bhishma, actually. So he took this, what is called Bhishma Pratijna, that is a serious vow he took. I will observe the celibacy. So he is also a great devotee of Lord Krishna, called Shanta Bhakta. And he was great for the protecting. Only wrong thing he did was, so even though he knows wrong, he was the side of the adharma. So that is why, even though you may be great, you will suffer. But throughout, he was very dharmic. Just of this, he gave the right advice: don't do this, don't do that. But still, he wasn't. That is why, when dying, what happened? He was on the bed of arrows. Can you see? It is not an ordinary bed of arrows for 58 days, almost 2 months. And then that is the time he gives a series of dharmas. Sri Krishna himself tells Dharmaraja, go and learn from him what is the dharma. So he goes and asks, and Bhishma Pitama, his grandfather, he gives them all the dharmas, how to rule a kingdom, how to behave in the family, how to behave in the society, all dharmas he teaches. And finally, that is the time he gives the Vishnu Sahasranamam. Because Dharmaraja said, yeah, I said you said all these dharma. Which is the highest dharma? O dharma sarva dharmanam dharmodika tamo mata. You said all these dharmas are good, but which is the highest dharma? I want to know. He says, Yo madbhak pundari kacham tavairnada. One who loves the Lord. Yeshame sarvadharmanam dharmodika tamo mata yad bhakta pundarikacham tavairacche narasada. The one who praises the Lord, he does his worship, who thinks about him, loves him, that is the highest dharma. Everything else your household dharma, your society dharma, work dharma, they're all good, but that is only secondary. When there is a conflict between your dharma for God and others come, you should ignore. Like I would give the example how Bharata, he just ignored his own mother Kaikeyi for the sake of Lord. And same thing, Prahlada, he disobeyed his father for the sake of God. And Vibhishna, he disobeyed his own brother for the sake of God. So all these people, the highest responsibility when there is a conflict in your work or family, not that leave it, but highest priority we should give is to God. There are 10 commandments, right? What Jesus said. The greatest and first commandment is love thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength. So that is the highest. The love for God is the first and greatest dharma, a duty of every human being. So that is what he says. That is how he teaches the Vishnu Sahasranama. There's beautiful Mahabharata's two great scriptures are there. One is Vishnu Sahasranama, another is Bhagavad Gita, again. And there are also others like Sanat Sujayatiyam, Viduraniti, Yacha Prashna, Nahusha Prashna. A lot of Vedantic texts are there. If you go to people look only at the superficial story, but there are a lot of Vedantic truths are given by great people in Mahabharata. So that time Draupadi Swami beautifully says, "You are telling all these dharmas, everything happened. What happened when they were disrobing me in the public? You were keeping quiet." He says, I was eating that bad food, the bad blood I had, my thinking process was clouded. So he is there, but he is great at this. And he was at the death time, Lord Krishna himself was standing next to him. How many people have a devotee God standing next to you? So he was great, but whatever that wrong decision, he was in the company of the bad. That is why his whole thing is, whatever good you made, run away from bad company. All of us, it's a lesson. You may be great, But if a company of bad, like same thing, Karna happened. A lot of anybody, we should be careful the company we choose. At the same time, with the good company, even bad people can change. Like Valmiki, who was a robber, and then he changed. And Shabari, how in the company, even the tribal woman, how she was transformed. So company you have is very, very important. That's why here, when we have holy company, our thoughts, vibrations do that. That's why I wanted to remember this Bhishma, such a great soul, but he has to go through. He's one of the Ashtavasus. So this is the because of the thing, but finally, because he's a divine being, semi-divine being, he merges back. But he has to go through all these things. So just a little side thing, but today is Bhishma Ekadashi. People celebrate it, and Swami also talked about this in his discourses. And now coming back to our Gita Vahini. So last week we talked the three major things that we think is God. He wants Hudaya Pushpa, the lotus flower of your heart. It's good to have other flowers. There are actually I wrote one of the editorials about Ashtapushpas. Vishnu Priyavada. Vishnu likes eight flowers. Does anybody remember? Ahimsa, Pradhamam, Pushpam, Pushpam, Indriya, Nigram, Chama, Pushpam. So these are the flowers God wants. But easy to give magnolias or carnations or roses. They are all okay, good. He still likes it. But the things is Ahimsa, non-violent, Pradhama Pushpam, Pushpa, Indriya, sense control, another Pushpam, Chama Pushpam, forbearance, another Pushpam, Sathya Pushpam, the truth, and then the outward and like that, eight flowers. So here, the Hridaya Pushpam, the flower of the heart, without any pests like the desire, greed, and attachment, pride, and jealousy, all six vices we have. So you should, without that, if you offer, Swami is telling that he likes it. And people go to Manas Sarovar pilgrimage, but he says, real Manasa is, that is why everything is, Manasa is mind. Lake of the mind, when it is pure and you have that lotus, you offer to God, then God loves it. But it is easy though. We can buy a ticket, fly there and see and go. It's okay. But this is more important is Hudaya Pushpa. That is what the things. Now another important thing last week we talked about is that whatever we do in this chapter really very profound. All of it is a short chapter. Chapter 9. Go back to the original 34 shlokas. One is the crest jewel. Swami himself said the most important shloka is chapter 9, shloka 22. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogatshemam vahamyaham. I will take care of you if you think about me all the time. And the higher paramarthika meaning, divine meaning is you should see that there exists nothing but God. So that is the important. And last week, another important, this that's number 22. And we talked about also number 27, which is Yat Karoshi, Yat Ashnashi, Yat Juhoshi, Tadasiyat, Yat Tapasyasi Kaunteya, Tat Kurushvam Adarpanam. That means, simply for people who don't understand, that means Yat Karoshi, whatever you do, you're walking, talking, eating, Yat Karoshi, whatever you do, Dashnashi, whatever you eat, be it breakfast, lunch, or dinner, even one or two meals, whatever you eat. Juhoshi, some people do the yajna or doing service activities. Juhoshi. Dadasiyas, whatever charities you give to people good for good cause, charities. And tapasyasi, that means whatever penance you do. All these things, whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever yajna we do, and whatever charities we do, and whatever penance we do, Tatkurushvam Adarpanam, dedicate all of them to me. That's why say Krishna Arpanamastu, Rama Arpanamastu, or Sai Arpanamastu before whatever we do in the thing, before eating, before, if you cannot do all the shlokas, because for example, food, we chant Brahma Arpanama Aham. If you go to some ashramas, they chant the whole chapter 15, Purushottam Prapti Yoga, the whole chapter 15, called Purushottam, that's do. But we are busy people, so that at least say, Krishna Arpanam, Swami, I dedicate this whole thing to you. That the latest. So that way, whatever we do, dedicate that. That is the important shloka. So 22 then becomes 27. Then important, last week we talked about, he says, Name dveshtostina priyaha. Lord Krishna says, I don't have any special liking for any of you guys, and I don't hate anybody. Looks funny, right? He loved Prahlada, and he destroyed Hiranyakashipu, tore him apart and killed him. So this, he says, I am there in all beings. So I don't have any likes or dislikes. Name dveshtosti na priya. Everybody is same. And then naturally, like us, Arjuna had a doubt that it doesn't sound right. How can you be, you are partial to some people? That's why he's also called Pandava Pakshapati. But people don't understand he has no liking or disliking for people. He has liking for dharma. Wherever there is dharma, he goes on that side. It has nothing to do with personalities. If you are dharmic, you are a good person, he is with you. Actually, I asked this, I shared last time. I asked this question to Swami and Swami answered. Did anybody remember the question and answer? I even shared here, not in last time, time before.
So
I asked this.
Yeah, why he's saying conflicting information, Lord Krishna. So here there is no...
like Name Dveshte, here's 20 Shloka 29. Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. I am there in all beings. Like even mosquito, in the lesbian, she is a lizard, snake, tiger, lion, good, bad, Shishupala, everybody he is there. Samoham equally. Name dveshtosti na priyaha. I don't have any special liking for anybody. And no hatred for anybody or liking for anybody. And if you go to chapter 12, there is Bhakti Yoga, goes on saying, Yomat Bhaktas Same Priyaha, Yomat Bhaktas. If you are people who have no hatred, you are love, you do these good deeds, you maintain equanimity, all the 35 qualities says, if you have these qualities, I like you. Then I asked Swami that, Swami, God is, Lord Krishna is contradicting himself. He says he likes that person with these qualities, but he says, I don't have liking or disliking. So how is it God is God? And says, you should everything samaya sandarbham. You should see the time and context where he said. There, when he said that, I like the devotee, he's talking on the duality world, where God is separate, you are separate. So if you think God is separate and you are this embodied being, so God will like these persons who have no hatred, who have friendship, who have compassion, who do always good things, and who don't expect the fruits of action, who maintain equanimity, who have no foes or friends, all the qualities, if we have it. But here he's talking, I'm equal in all beings. So there's only one thing that exists. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. There was only Brahman. So there is only one thing that exists. How can something you like and don't like? So there is only one. One is Advaitic aspect. There is no like, no dislike. So once you reach that state of Brahman, there is no good, no bad. So that is why I said avoid bad company for us in the body consciousness. But when you reach that state of Supreme Parabrahman, like great sages, saints, avatar, for them good or bad, they're all okay. That's why when Shishupala was killed, what happened? His light went and merged in Krishna, and they were all shocked. This guy is such a bad fellow, and Samnasura, because God for the light is the Atma is the same. So important thing you need to remember for God, he doesn't, like in ocean, Swami gave example. To Swami also, Swami, somebody asked, Swami, you have all these guys, liquor barons, they sell liquor, they do the black marketing, they're crooked politicians, they all come to you, you talk to them, you bless them. Swami's duty is to bless all. When it comes to this ocean, in the ocean, Ganges water emerges, Yamuna water emerges, and even sewage water emerges. And ocean is not affected, everything. So God, everything is in Him. So He is above all that. But till we reach that stage, we need to differentiate good and bad, avoid the bad and always be good. But once you attain the stage of Brahman, when you realize, then everything is, that is the important explanation. Next time I say, Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshtosti priya. So that is where we, oh yeah, 31 also we talked last week. He says, whatever, even so-called, don't condemn anybody, even so-called people, oh, they go to the temple, they do this thing, but they do all bad things, they do that. Don't condemn them. Even those people, as long as they do that, they have a chance of reforming in the future. So, Chipram bhavati dharmatma saswachanti nigachyati. Even whatever people do, if they do good, they will reap further. They have to pay for the bad karma, but they will. And this is the important, like a mantra. Kaunteya pratijaniha name bhakta pranashyati. Oh Arjuna, go and proclaim to the whole world, Name bhakta pranashyati. My devotee will never reach any danger. And God is giving assurance, not somebody bank guarantee or some other guarantee. God is giving guarantee. If you are my devotee, you will always be saved. There's nothing to worry about. So you should have that faith and confidence. Name bhakta pranashyati. So my devotee will never perish. My devotee will never downfall. You never have a downfall. So with that conviction, once you are devotee, you should not care for the whole world. As long as you're in the path of dharma, whatever people may say, whatever people may do, you don't worry about it. You have that confidence. I have my Swami with me always. At least friends, family, they are someplace, they travel, go away, die, or pass away. But he is there above us, below us, inside us, outside us, going with us. So when he has it, why fear? When I am here, he says we should have that, and will be stage of complete fearlessness. So because we have the conviction, we have the Supreme Lord with us. That is where we ended last week. So we'll continue now on page 183, the book, or in the soft copy, 90, page 90, chapter 20.
Sairam, the splendor of divine vision is akin to this. If you seek to earn it, you have to approach it and stay there. Everyone has equal right to do so and to feed the fire so that it might illumine and warm even more. Fire is impartial in deriving its benefit and in making it grow into greater and greater capacity. There are differences. I'm a splendor. I have no partiality at all. To experience me and derive bliss from me, all have equal chance, opportunity, and authority. Distinctions and differences arise as a result of the faults of the sadhakas. They're not blemishes in me. I think that paragraph has a lot.
Yeah. So we can stop. We don't need to have extensive, or they just each paragraph, and we can see that.
Okay. So I have actually 5 things in this paragraph. One is he's clearly saying if you make a conscious effort and come close to me, that if you integrate your personality, you'll come close to me. And the second thing he clearly says, stay there, as you just said, that we have, once you claim up there, sometimes there are so many windows you can fall off of the distractions. That's why it clearly says stay there. And then the third thing is, beautifully, he said, you can actually feed the fire. That's where that self effort that I understood, to feed that gnana and intensify the devotion, that fire. And also, I know we're in chapter 9, but that self effort reminded me in chapter 6, verse 5, Uddaredatmanatmanam. And then
only by the self can be realized. So we need to have that little self effort, then the bigger self, when the self, that the Atma can be realized. Yeah.
And then the fourth thing is, because here clearly said, everyone has an equal chance and opportunity and authority to get that Lord's Bhagavan's bliss. But my question here is, what role Prarabdha plays then if we all have the same opportunities?
Yeah, that is why that is important. So people understand. So that is very important. It's like everything is like a formula. To experience me and derive bliss from me, he says all have equal chance. That means, I gave the example of deer or elephant. That is when Sri Kalahasti, one pilgrimage place, there are the three great devotees. Sri Kalahasti, there is snake, spider, and elephant. So none of them are Vedic scholars or things. So everybody has equal chance to experience me and derive bliss from me. But you need to have that intense love for God and devotion for God. Now coming to the prarabdha karma, that is very important. All of us people, we talked about it before. The reason we are born is because of karma. If our karma balance is zero, you won't be coming back. This is like just you made some debts, you have to pay off the debts, you have to come. But karma is nothing. Karma is not a big word. Karma is action. If you do good, you so good, you will have good. If you have bad, bad deed. There is a law of karma. Nobody can change. So you can't. That is why the Vedanta is great. You can't blame anybody for anything. You can't blame, oh, my parents were bad, they didn't take care of me, my brothers were like this, I am like this. You are paying for that because of your karma. You are the architect of your own destiny. You can't tell anybody else. You don't see it right away, but this background, you are the one who sowed the seeds. You have to pay for it. You have to burn the karma. But there are three karmas. One is sanchita karma, what you did in your previous lifetime. You have no control. You don't even know sometimes what you did. So, except God knows everything. So, that is called sanchita karma. That is your accumulated balance before good in your bank balance. Maybe a lot of debts, maybe there are a lot of big balance we have. Prarabdha karma is what started giving the effect. So this life, or you can say you have bank balance, people understand. You withdraw the money because you have the bank money and you can withdraw. Prarabdha, that means started giving effect. So you did good, that is why you are born in a good family, a good life, you have good education, and this all happens. But you can misuse it too, because the real good karma is to have the love for God. You are born in a spiritual family, prarabdha karma. And then comes the agami karma. So what we are doing every day in the morning, you get up, you think about God, you help somebody in the daytime, go to work and do your duty as God. So those are all that results of that karma. Tomorrow this this karma will become Sanchita karma because it is done yesterday. So try it. That's why Swami says the best way to think God is think good, think no evil. Good thought. And see good, see no evil. Hear good, hear no evil. And speak good, speak no evil. Do good, do no evil. So for that, you don't need to know the Yajurvedam or Samvedam or Purushsukta. It's good to know them. They're always connect you to God. But important is we need to do self-audit. My thoughts are good? Or am I doing things bad? Am I seeing good things? Am I hearing good things? It's everybody's control. Whether we don't need to even go to college or high school. So this is basic human nature. So that is why the prarabdha karma, because you have that good karma, you are born in the family. We talked about also, Lord Krishna said, this we talked before. Anybody remember? If you have very good karma, say you are in this life purpose is to be liberated, right? So you have 100 marks you get, that is self-realized. But in this life, sometimes you get distracted. So you got only 90% karma marks, but you didn't achieve the liberation. So next life, you will born in a family. They are always spiritual people. Your parents are spiritual, grandparents are spiritual, your friends are people who have interest in God. They are born. And even you are almost close to they you will born in a family of saints like Jnaneshwar, Tukaram, or Eknath, those kind of people. But if you are spiritual, you will be born in a family very spiritual. Next level, say you got only 70%. I'm giving examples so people can understand. But you will be born in a very wealthy family, spiritual family. Srimatam Gehe, because life, you need a comfortable life. You'll have that, but also you'll have devotional interest. Most of the people, money and devotion doesn't go together. That is why Lord Jesus said, you can't serve two masters, and money and God. So you have to choose one. But here, you can have comfortable life, still be able to think about God. That is 70. And 50% people, they are involved in the regular day-to-day work. But people who do the bad karmas, they got Riyak Janma, they call it. Means they will be born, you know what it is? They will be born as people with, I never knew that this is, as we all have the erect spine, right? We have vertebral column, all of us. But animals always have flat, right? They're parallel to the ground, their vertebral column, whether it is cows or tiger or anything. So you'll be born in this is lower kind of birds. So where, so again from there, if you have good, you can improve. So this is why prarabdha karma, whatever we do, it determines our future birth. So it is in our hands. At least, okay, whatever I did, last lifetime or even last year, I can't do anything about it except pray to God. But this from today onwards, this moment onwards, I have in my make determination. I will think. That's why I said four commitments this for this year. What are those? Think every day about. These are simple. And read one teaching of Swami in WhatsApp, Telegram here, and then at least do one service activity and try to see God. So these are the simple basic things we go on practicing. Our karmic dharmic balance will go up. So that is how we do that. So our duty is so that we can have good karma. This is in our hands. But if God's grace is there, even previous lifetime karma, Swami told me, I shared with you, mountain loads of karma he can burn away like in a minute. But for that, you should deserve his grace. So that is the answer to your karma. So the thing is, so it is nothing, says, I'm equal to everybody. Like this, another example, Swami says, and Sri Ram said, air is here everywhere, right? Sometimes it's stuffy. You take a hand fan, I see some people in Persia goes on doing like that. So they get the air, not you won't get it because he has the fan, he is doing that. Because that is why same thing, effort. And same thing, sun is there everywhere shining. But somebody shut the window, you won't get the sunshine. But he's opened the window, you'll get. Don't blame sun. Hey, I do why that guy is getting sunshine, not me, because you closed your window. So whatever it is, you should have opened your sin effort and divine grace. That is the important thing. That is why he says it is the fault of the sadhakas. They are no blemishes. I am impartial, but it is because of that. That is why he says anybody, and there are examples. I gave the examples of even spider and snake and elephant, and even in the human beings. And Nandanath, there is a great Shaivite saint called Nandanath, Tamil saint. He was untouchable. They didn't allow him even to go to the Shiva temple. So he had so much love for God. So Lord Shiva goes into the minds of these priests and tells him, "This is my devotee." Actually, it is interesting. I went to that particular temple. He goes there and he's untouchable. Those days, he's untouchable, but those days, tradition was like that because he was a cobbler, stitching the shoes and those kind of things. They don't allow. They said you have to do see only Shiva outside the compound. They have a gate, and he looks at the Shiva, and it's just this Nandi is obstructing him. My God, Nandi, Lord, I want to see you, but this Nandi is obstructing. I can't see you. What to do? Please help me. You have so much love. Then Nandi moves. Even now, today, it is there. I saw that temple where Nandi.
Tirupangur.
Huh?
It's called Tirupangur.
Tirupangur, that place we went there. That is near Tanjore, right? Yeah, Kumbakonam.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So even today you can see that. That means even Lord, even though he could not enter the thing, but Lord Shiva knows his devotion and same thing. So he was untouchable. And Shabari, I told you, she is a tribal woman. And Kannappa Nayanar. So he was the same thing for Lord Shiva. Prahlada, a little boy. Dhruva, little boy. Whether you are a boy or a old, a woman, man, tribal, it doesn't matter to God. What he needs is pure heart and intense love for God. That is the important. We need to develop that purity and intense love. That is the thing. Okay. Anybody else has any comments or questions? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I do. I have read that Swami has said that grace is like available to all. How much of the grace, water, one takes depend on the size of the sadhana. We can make that vessel bigger and get more of his grace.
Exactly. Very good point, Harish. So, same thing. I asked that question to Swami. So, Swami one time, somebody devotee something. He was there in the darshan line. So Swami materialized the vibhuti. This man was shaking hands, so he put it, and Swami was putting it. He had it, and the whole thing fell on the ground. God is giving and he could not keep it. I felt sad for him. And Swami just says one word, prapti ledu. That means he didn't have the prapti. What can I want to give God? And Swami walked away. That day I happened, Swami called me for short sessions. He used to call me sometime after that. We went there. Swami, you said no prapti. So sad that to see that man poor has. He says everybody has deservedness. As he was telling, when you go to a river, says if you take a small glass of a thing, that also you can fill up. If you take a big pot, you will have. If you take a very big vessel, you can fill it up. So that is called prati. Whatever you deserve because of your previous thing, you will get it. Then I asked the same question. I am happy he heard that. I said, Swami, but with your grace, you can make it bigger, right? The vessel, you can make it, even though you can smaller one, yes. But you should have that kind of intense devotion. Then I will do that. So not that automatically it can. So God can make your prapti also change because of His grace and your love for God. That is a very good point. Everybody get what they deserve because of their karma and prapti. but God can change even that. It is good.
So
Okay.
so here clearly saying it's not guaranteed. You have to have that craving and
Yes, the
intense
very
desire.
effort is intense longing. Swami said, I asked, told, also shared. Swami, I asked, how do I know I have devotion? Swami, if you have tivra paritapa, you have intense longing for God, intense hunger for God. I don't want anything else in the life. I don't care. Like as if for your last breath, you have that thing, then God, He says, wherever you are, He will appear. That main thing is that hunger for God, that intense longing, it is needed. And that is why Swami says in his that Sathya Dharma Shanti Prema song, Yatna Prayatnamu Manava Dharmamu Jayapajayamulu Daivadin. Our duty is effort and sincere effort, hard effort, not, oh, I tried, it didn't happen. No, but you need to really work hard and do, and then it is the outcome is in His hand. That is why the Nishkama, just leave in His hands. That is the way we need to do. So, to all of us, our duty to do is the effort, and God's grace will flow. Okay, I think probably we are getting to, unless you have any comments, anybody else? Or Chiranjeevi? Yeah, finish or is done. Yeah, because if you read another paragraph, I don't think 5 minutes will be enough. If anybody has any question, yeah, this should not be a monologue like he made a comment and somebody has a question. So please, just anything we hear, it is a study circle. Okay, good. Chiranjeevi has one question. Good.
And from the
Mhm.
must be happening everywhere.
Good, I'm happy. I thought political news, I don't know much. I don't keep up to date with it, the regular Sai news.
What is that called? Graceful death or something? They want government to approve the
Oh,
suicide.
like euthanasia. Here we call euthanasia.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
people, when they're terminally ill, you terminate the life on the compassionate grounds. Yeah, that is there. Even some countries approve it. Here, some states, I think, some states they allow.
Yeah.
Some states they don't
Oregon
allow.
and
Is California, does it allow?
yeah, I think now might have been approved recently, but Oregon has been
Oregon has
right.
approved.
Yeah.
So here, euthanasia is, as a doctor, I can tell because it has been there. Like somebody is really suffering so much in intense pain, and they cannot. Sometimes pain it could be very bad, 1 to 10 scale, like you said, terminal cancer or bone disease. So they said, forget about this. I would rather not think. So then at the time, so just they give the lot of here also when they do the hospice, that is what it is. They give the drip of morphine they give. But the problem is some people question ethical question. Who are you to say terminate? But the person himself chooses that, then we cannot deprive them because they say, I would rather die rather than suffer with this pain. But in general, it is recommended just not to either kill anybody or take your own life. That is the recommended. But in some situations, it is because the disadvantage with this is, I have seen one family, actually is a successful lawyer in San Marino. He was stroked out. His family, his wife, because she's a huge insurance, couple of millions. I couldn't believe that she fired me, changed that because he wanted him to go, then she will get those few millions. But people, a family, if you don't have proper guidance, they can misuse it for their personal agenda to get their inheritance, estate. So this is very difficult. So as a philosophical thing, when somebody is suffering, it is entitled they have to do. But they have implications, legal, moral, and ethical implications.
But the question, uncle, will they have rebirth, right? What kind of karma that would be, right? If they decide to die.
No, even at that time, decide to, if you thinking of God and leave the body, main thing is the whole thing Lord Krishna clearly said, Antakale chamaimeva smaran mukta. The thought of God is in the last minute, then he's assured. These are all the things, assurances from God. Then you don't need to worry about, definitely you will be with Him. So that is, but that thought of God, but you are in so much pain, so you may not be able to think. That's why they say, I'm going to end my life thinking about God. That is probably better, because pain is something. Only I know one Swami, I don't want to tell his name, he was the head of the Hollywood Vedanta Center, great Swami, like a Param. But he told me, he was my patient too, Narendra, when the pain is too much, I don't tell him, just use some pain. Even such people who are more about body consciousness, when sometimes pain could be so bad that sometimes we cannot take it. Not small pains is different. Sometimes pains of different degrees, particularly bone pain, where the bone metastasis, prostate. There are people suffer quite a bit. Even saints cannot take it. So those times that is good. So, but main thing is you come in spiritually. What is there in your last thought?
Awesome.
And also all your life, that is for liberation. You are thinking about God. They say even if the last minute you don't think, God will think for you. That is what the saints say. Like from childhood you are thinking, praying God, praying, and then suddenly you went into coma. That time, how can you think? So then they say, God, because he has been, like even people who serve you in a housemaid in your house, somebody who serves so long, don't you feel compassion? Oh my God, let me take it. The God, he's so embodiment of love and compassion. You did all your life, you're thinking about him, doing things. Oh, he's such a sweet child of mine. Let me think for him. He will be have that. So our duty is not to worry about that. So as long as we go on thinking, he will give us a good end.
That is so comforting.
Yeah.
So it's,
Otherwise, yeah, that's what me too. You think you go into coma, how can you think? But God will think for you.